battle stance, 26, 27 to the throat. Good. Step forward, same direction, left foot, angle 2, reverse, angle 1, and then reverse angle 1, and then slide into that left back stance, poke him in the throat for 31. Aya. That looked good. All right, so now we're at D. My right foot is going to come around 90 degrees clockwise until I'm facing F in a back stance with a double knife hand. Yep, that is 32. 33, I hit their punch, catch their wrist. 34, I hit them with the crook in the ribs. 35, I pop them into the temple. 36, I step forward towards my starting position with my left and throw them down. 37, I hit them while they're down. Hi-ya. 38, my right foot steps up, my left foot does a low section side thrust kick back towards Chunbi. 39, kind of 39, we're going to set down into a front stance facing that direction. You've got it. All right, continue.
Sure.
Yes, sir? Yes, sir. All right, so come on up. This is another one where in order to see what we're doing, you'll need to be looking at the camera. The next several moves are a series of reverse figure eights and then regular figure eights and then stepping forward with a punch. Okay, so I'm going to do it facing the camera. I've just done that side thrust kick low section there. I'm going to do an upward and upward figure eight. The way that I think of this, how's your visualization? If I tell you to visualize a clock face in front of you, does that resonate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I've done that kick. I'm in my front stance. I am going to take the first swing of the cane is going to be from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Then I'm going to bring it all the way down on that side to 7, and I'm going to bring it from 7 up to 1-ish and let it hit across the back of my arm. Then I'm just going to undo that going in the other direction. So I go from 1 to 7, up to 11, down to 5. Okay? At speed, that looks like here, here, hit, here, here, and then I make a circle and tuck. Step forward, aya, and punch.
Hey.
You picked that up way faster than I picked it up. That reverse figure eight took me like the better part of 3 months before I could do it with any degree of fluidity.
I'm fairly good at doing reverse figure eights with the bow staff.
Good, good.
It took me a long time to figure out.
Yeah, it's always, I try to view it as a credit to my teaching, but it is always frustrating when I teach people something that for me took like a ridiculous amount of time, and for them it's like 3 attempts and then they've got it. That that double
visualization is
that's what, yeah, that was the only way that I could get it. The other one that took me forever was that double figure eight or double inverted flip on the Tonfa. I could not get that to save my life. All right, that is probably far enough. We've got one more chunk of the form to do, but we'll go ahead and do that next week.
That's okay. Let's see here. So this is 32 is here.
Very good. They step for their punch, you hit them with the cane, catch their wrist.
33.
Hit them in the ribs, 34.
4.
Temple.
5.
Throw them, 36, as you step forward. Awesome. 37, poke them, aya. 38, step up to the cane, low section side thrust kick, good, face that direction. 39, 40, 41, 42. A reverse figure eight and then a regular figure eight. Hits off the back of the arm, reverses, beautiful, tucks, step forward, 43. Step forward punch, aya.
Hey.
That was great,
Is this a reaction hand or?
Regular reaction hand, regular reaction hand.
43.
Cool.
Okay.
This form only has, let's see, this one has 79, is that correct, ma'am? It's either 67 or 79. Only has, no, this has to be our 67, I think.
Oh, wait. Yeah, this is 67, and the other one is...
Gubong is 79, yep. So, Ms. Turcotte, we're on 43. So technically we've got 14 moves left, but of those 14 moves, 7 of them are that break-in, breakout. So we've only got 7 moves left. We'll be able to get you through this next time around. Again, it always kills me, the stuff that I have trouble with that other people don't, and then the stuff that for me ends up being easy and other people struggle with. It's weird how we learn things.
That's because you simplified it, sir.
I like to pretend that it's my excellent teaching style. You know where that breaks down, Master Imler?
What?
You know where that breaks down? It breaks down where I have to admit that Grandmaster Holden was my instructor. So this is not a matter of me being a better teacher by any stretch.
I'd stand right in line with you, sir. I've learned a tremendous amount from him.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. Okay, Master Imler, what would you like to work on?
You know, sir, you've worked on a lot of stuff today and covered really what I need, other than partner work, which I'm not able to do. So even if I had a partner here, I couldn't do it.
I understand.
It'll be a while before I'm going to be able to do that. So.
How are you on OJ? Comma.
Before this happened, I had it.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any problem with it at all because, and then even after I did this, I did it with one. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Doing it with one side and then sort of going like this with the other side. Yeah, I have not. And then this got complicated, so I had to really even stop doing anything that I was letting it go down because it would throb so badly. And I really wanted it to heal because this hasn't been that much fun.
I understand. Ms. Turcotte, the other 4th degree forms, have you worked on them at all?
No, sir.
Okay. So just so you know, normally, oh, go ahead.
Just a little bit, you showed me with
Yeah.
Mr. Bishop last week.
Gibson.
Mr. Gibson, sorry. What did he do to his elbow?
Bursitis.
Oh, not fun.
Yeah, no. Next week, we'll probably work a little bit on the other 2 forms also. Normally, I hesitate to teach multiple forms at the same time, but the 4th Dan forms are so dramatically different from each other that I don't feel like they tend to gum up the works the way that trying to learn, 2 open hand forms do. So.
I was going to say, the only thing I found about OJ in teaching this to Mr. Parker is that you don't want to leave them with the first half too long because it's really hard to switch that back around and you keep trying to switch it. So
That's a really good point.
yeah, it really is much better if you just go through and do the whole thing.
Do you have...
tried breaking it in, like, if you do the first 10 movements of the first half and then do the second 10 movements.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
10 minutes of the second half. I haven't tried breaking it that way, but I wonder if that might be a way to do it.
I think that's a great idea. We'll experiment on Tammy.
Okay, sounds like a good plan.
Hey, I love being a guinea pig and on the leading edge of change.
Right on. You have a pair of comma with rope?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I don't want to teach any of the form right now, but we've got 6 minutes left. I do want to leave you with some comma drill work to try.
Yes, sir. Hang on just a second.
Sir, I do have a question while she's gone.
Yes, ma'am.
How can we compensate you for these classes?
Your presence is compensation enough, ma'am. It's a really kind thought, but totally not needed.
We'll think about that, sir.
I'll let you take me out to dinner when I come and visit, Linda. How's that?
Yeah, okay, in 2 or 3 years, we'll see.
Yeah, right? No, I love doing this. I've been having a blast. I look forward to this every week. The Zoom lessons for just, regular class, those can get kind of tough to maintain energy on, but working with a bunch of high-ranked black belts who are enthusiastic, it's great.
Yeah.
I really do look forward to this
I mean,
every
that's
week.
Same in the classroom, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. How experienced are you with comma, Ms. Turcotte?
Not at all.
Okay, cool.
I did one seminar 2 years ago, and actually, Master Gustafson borrowed or something happened to his string, so I have some, I think it's paracord, but I don't know, I don't think it's the right length.
Well,
or
let's
anything,
let's
so
go ahead and work on that then. So
Yeah.
we'll just do one. You're right-handed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's two different wraps that can be done. I do a wrist wrap. Master Emler, which one do you do? Do you do wrist or thumb?
Thumb.
Okay.
I do it some.
Great. You can help Ms. Turcott with thumb wrap when it gets to that because I can never remember. The form doesn't specify. The form, you can do it either wrist or thumb, but it's going to be the same throughout because that's going to be based on your cord length. Yes, ma'am. Master
One
Emler.
thing I would say is that if you're following the video, I believe that he does wrist, and it does make a difference in the twirls.
Yes.
Because I kept thinking, boy, I'm just not twirling long enough, and it's because he has to twirl longer to get it to back up because of the wrist. So
Yep.
if you're doing thumb, it's a little faster.
Yes, you are 100% correct, and that was something that we talked about as far as the specifics of the form. Some of the stuff in there, like the figure eights, the first circular move where you bounce off your hip, there's multiple different variations that are considered acceptable. And really what it kind of came down to was do as many circles or flips as you need within reason in order to get the weapon into position. All right, so Ms. Turcott, here's how we're gonna start. I'm gonna turn it to the side. I want the blade of the kama facing inward. I'm going to put the loop over my wrist. And now, my finger and thumb are spread. When I do my flip, I am going to flip so that the cord comes all the way up in between finger and thumb, all the way over the back of my hand, all the way up into the palm of my hand. And if you've got your cord length about right, you can kind of see the cord isn't biting into my hand, but it's also not loose and floppy. Okay, so that's really the first thing, is getting comfortable with that opening and closing. So from the wrist, I'm just gonna roll it backward and catch it. Now I'm going to roll it forward and stop it. Just let it kind of dangle. The way that I do that, from here, I go forward and then I'm catching with my thumb and forefinger just to kind of stop it in place. And really, I just want to keep doing that until I feel like I'm comfortable with how the weapon works in my hand. And the way that I personally judge that little at the end there where your blade was halfway turned, that's what we're trying to get to the point where it doesn't happen, right? So if I can consistently get it so that I'm catching with the blade in the right position, that's the first thing that I've kind of got to, I'm going to say master, but it's not really mastering anything quite yet, all right? Did that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so work on that. The other thing that I would like you to work on is a figure eight figure eight thigh bounce. So what I'm going to do here, I do my figure eight, and it can be however many I want. When I do these, I pinch between thumb and forefinger because I feel like it gives me a little bit more control of the weapon. You're looking great there. Yep. All right.
Like that?
So, yeah, just like that. So I'm doing my figure eight. What I want to work on is bouncing the weapon off the inside of my thigh and then closing. Ideally, when you bounce it off the inside of the thigh, I want it to hit with the blade going backward like that, right? So comes all the way through but doesn't touch, and then just bounces back and catches, right? So figure eight, hit, catch. Keep working that until you're good at this, okay? Until you're consistently able to end up with a good grip.
I keep turning it so it's pointing at me when I catch it.
Yep,
I
and
think it's,
there's not really a secret to, hey, here's how you avoid that. My one tip is that grip where you C-clamp it like that. What that does is it keeps the cord from tangling, but even if I've got this, some of the time, it'll still, come up and I'll end up backwards. So it's just a matter of practice. And all that I can really say is that if you keep practicing it, keep playing with the weapon, you will reach a point where you are regularly able to flip it around and get that last minute correction that allows you to be holding it in the right way.
I think part of it also is the cord I have is twisty to begin with.
Yep.
So it wants to twist more. So I'll have to look into getting, what kind of a cord would you?
I've got just black paracord.
Okay.
And again, I got these from Shushin Kabuto, the same place that I linked earlier, and they provided the cord as well.
Okay.
So just make sure if you do that, make sure you specify unsharpened. Yeah.
Yes.
I actually really wasn't joking about the ruin in my uniform with the sharp pair that I had. I cut a notch in the back of my scalp, and the bleeding was amazing. It was just fantastic. All right, so opening and closing, figure eights, bouncing, closing. If you get through that and are feeling comfortable, the first real manipulation is a forward circle, bounce off the opposite thigh. And the way that looks, I'm circling forward, hit, circling backward, catch. So, from my starting position, forward, hit, circle back, and catch. This is one where if you have a thumb wrap, it's a different technique. With this one, if you have a thumb wrap, there's no full forward circle. You basically just drop your grip and come right across the opposite hip and then catch it back with a single backward flip. And that should give you plenty to work on. If you play around with these to the point where you're feeling pretty comfortable about letting them spin a little bit, then when we actually get to work on the form, it'll be much, much easier. The trouble that people tend to have with this form is trying to learn the form at the same time that they're trying to learn how to handle kama, which is a lot.
I think that may have been part of my issue learning the psi form.
Yep. I had the advantage of having a fair amount of psi experience when I learned that form, but even so, that was a tough one. All right. I think that should probably do us. We've been going for 2 hours solid. Either of you have any questions, any recommendations, anything that you want to work on next week? All right, last question. Either of you know the meaning of OJ? The kama form.
I did.
5 characteristics of a Kikido master,
Yeah.
which are?
I can cheat.
Don't cheat, not yet. Master Imler, have you got it?
I'm using my resources wisely.
Very good. Here's the mnemonic for it. Dr. Casey Morris and I came up with this. Choosy women have terrible dates. Okay? Choosy women have terrible dates. C is for courage.
Courage.
W is for wisdom.
Wisdom.
H is for humility. T is for trustworthiness. And D is for dedication.
There you go.
Courage, wisdom, humility, trustworthiness, and dedication. Choosy women have terrible dates. Mainly, I just wanted to share that mnemonic with you guys because we were so proud of it. All right, let's go ahead and do our formal bow out, and we'll plan on same bat time, same bat channel next week. Good work today, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Chodiya, come to attention. Koke tao kunye. Haro, Kwanjing nem, enke tao kunye. Anyan hi kaship seo, which means go in peace. I'm going to turn off our recording.